Welcome to Maggieville, USA. We have something a little different this time. We have a 3-part series. We're in season 1, episode 9. And again, this is going to be a 3-part Halloween spook-tacular event. 3 parts meaning there'll be 3 separate videos, but they're all linked. Nightmare on Broomstick Lane. These videos are going to be full of tips and tricks rather than recipes. And one of the tips I have is making lists, making notes, do pre-planning. And since we have so much to share, I have made my own notes so that I don't forget to tell everybody what I want to. So we're on location at Theresa's house again. She loves Halloween. It's quite a family affair.
It is.
Her whole family partakes. They help set up the decorations. Of course, there's always a party. And we are preparing for a dinner party for 8 to 10 people. And we've decided to do it buffet style because it's really a nice way to serve food in a party because people can pick and choose what they want and graze instead of just sitting down, eating, and being done. We like that format. So let's get ready for Halloween. Da-da-da-da. Next page.
Oh, and I want to say, we love Halloween too. It was my late husband's birthday, but also Maggie's birthday happens to be on Halloween. I cannot believe I met somebody who became a very dear friend who shares the same birthday.
Yeah, her husband and I used to have a ball on Halloween. Halloween babies.
Yeah.
So to start out, have you ever wanted to host a gathering or party and just felt like you'd be too overwhelmed, didn't know where to start, so you didn't do it? Well, we're here to tell you, you can do it. Just keep it simple. Hopefully, this will help you with our tips and tricks through these videos. If you only want to watch one of the 3, that's up to you, but I'm telling you, you're going to miss out on a lot because there's tips in each video that can help you with any part of it. Okay, first tip. You don't need to do everything yourself. Recruit some help. It depends on how big your party is going to be. If it's small, you probably could handle it yourself. But if you want to do a buffet, there's a couple ways to do that. So we joined forces, got together, decided what the menu was going to be, and then we divided up the food. That was so easy. And then we got together again. Well, it was an excuse to get together. And we talked about how we were going to do the setup. And then finally, today, we brought it all together. Now, if it's a bigger party, for instance, I had a driveway party this summer for the neighborhood, and I invited 25 to 30 people. So I just took care of the main dish, and everybody brought a dish to pass. I was amazed at the amount of food we had. Not just that, build in some flexibility to your party. I didn't know how many people were really going to come. I didn't know how much food was going to be there. So I had a backup plan to put up an extra table, and I needed it. So, these are tips. Okay. Halloween is definitely the most fun time of the year.
It is.
Theresa also decorates for fall at the same time, which is a good idea. And we'll get into that more when we do we did get into that when we did the decorating video. So if you didn't watch that one, you need to go back and watch part 1. This is part 2. Let's see. Oh, and if you're planning a party, or we mentioned it in the decorating video, you need to think ahead. Do you want it to be what theme do you want? Do you want it to be creepy? Do you want it to be spooky? Do you want it to be cute? Because if you have your theme down ahead of time, then you know what to get, to dig out of your previous decorations and how to decorate. Also, when you're planning your menu, is this an adults only party? Because if there's kids involved, we have a tip on beverages and food. We did plan a little bit for kids, and we'll get into that shortly, but you need to know, especially if you're sending out any kind of invitation, What time is it going to start? Is it adults only? Are costumes required or optional? These are all things to think about when you're planning your party and putting together your invitation. Keep it simple philosophy. If you make things too complicated or you're over planning, you're going to stress out, and you're going to stress out everybody around you. Even people who are trying to help are going to get stressed out. So pay attention.
Right, because Maggie, she overplans.
I do.
You really do.
I do.
And maybe that's a good thing. And then I am always the one that says, oh, I'm going to keep it simple. And then I'm always, oh, I'm going to add this and I'm going to add this. And then before I know it, it's a big, huge fiasco. But it winds up fun in the long run.
Yeah. And another tip would be, when you're planning your menu, try to plan as many dishes as you can that you can prepare at least the day before. So the day of the party, pretty much all you have to do is warm up things that need to be warmed up, set it up. Because if you're running around trying to make things the day of your party, that's where your stress level goes up.
Exactly, and then always make sure that you give yourself extra time than what you think that you need, because I am notorious for thinking I can get this done in 4 hours, and here I am 7-8 hours later still putting things together, and I literally will have guests coming to my door and I'm still in my regular clothes instead of in my costume. So I'm like, go down to the bar, the bartender will get you a drink, I've got to go get dressed. So yeah.
And that is an excellent tip. We should have it in all caps.
Right.
Whatever timing you're estimating, you better add to it.
Exactly.
And ask for help. Don't hesitate to ask your friends and or family to help out. For instance, if there's a dish you really want, but it can't be made till the day of the party, maybe somebody else could make it for you. They're not under the stress of the party, and then they could just bring it. The only thing is you want to make sure that they arrive pretty much on time, because it's food. Alrighty. Also be flexible. Another key to not getting stressed out.
Right.
If you go into any event, any party, any gathering with calmness and try to remain stress-free, stay in control. Don't let things stress you out. And if something doesn't work out, you're cooking something and it burns. Well, I guess I wasn't meant to have that at the party. You know, don't get stressed out about, oh my God, I don't have this.
Take a shot, you'll be just fine.
Do you have kids coming? Do you not? If you have children coming, the punch recipe that we have today is perfect for if you have adults and kids. It's very important to know whether you're going to have children at the party when it comes to alcohol or even some of the foods and food issues. I have a friend who is violently allergic to shellfish. So when I would have events at my house, I had to put anything that was shellfish off to the side. What we're going to do now is we're going to finish getting all of the food set up, and then we're going to give you a tour and some more tips about what we did. Ready?
Ready. Can't wait.
We'll be right back. Okay, here we are. We have our food set out. We're ready for guests, which will be here anytime now. So we're going to kind of quickly go through this part. Food. Let's see. Let's start over here. We have our dishes, obviously napkins and silverware all together at the corner so that they can pick it up and then just move on down the line. We have a menu board. First up is the meatball eyeballs. They're just meatballs with marinara sauce on them, a circle of mozzarella cheese and an olive. Back here we have, what is this? Decaying flesh and chunks.
Right. And so what I did is I wound up just doing like a shortening over the skull, and then I put prosciutto over it because it looks like it's like flesh, then that the flesh is coming off, and then just some cheese cubes, and then we've got crackers that you can go ahead and do that with. Over here, then we have got our punch, our witch's brew, and so it's kid friendly. But in case an adult wants to spike it up, we leave the alcohol right over here so you can go ahead and put put some little spirits in there if you want it.
That's the difference between an adult-only party and when you have kids coming.
Right.
Of course, not all adults drink alcohol either, but what is this?
It is pumpkin puke.
Puke.
So what we have here is just, I just did a suddenly salad, and you just do your pumpkin up, and you can either, if you don't want to do the food, I thought that would be a nice little extra to do actually a dish. You can go ahead and just take the pumpkin guts from inside and just spread it down on a plate.
Okay, that would be gross.
Yeah.
Then we have these cute little pumpkins.
So this is just some bell peppers. Cut them in like jack-o'-lanterns, and then I just went and I did a taco mix in here, and just cheese and just the meat with the taco seasoning.
Sweet. Easy, see? Easy peasy.
Yeah. And then here we have our rigatoni, and so basically all this is just some penny pasta. It kind of looks like bones, and did some spaghetti sauce and added that, and then just some mozzarella cheese. You bake it in the oven, but like we said, we weren't going to go over, you know, the recipes and everything like that, but just a quick little thing of, these are just some of the things that we decided to do on this one. And then we're waiting, of course, for guests to come and bring their other dishes as well.
And then we decided to go over here and put the sweet treats here. And you never know if guests are going to bring added things. Some people can't stand to go for food, drinks, whatever, without bringing something. So we left a little flexibility. As you can see, we have room here, and we had extra room on the island to accommodate anything that the guests might bring. So that is our buffet dinner, and we're going to let you go at this point. We need to get on to our last part 3, which is the cocktail hour. And Theresa and I are very much looking forward to that. So, until then, we'll see you later.